Howdy lab partners, and welcome to the Hobby Collab stream once again here on a Sunday morning. Really excited. This is my favorite thing to be doing on a Sunday morning.
Streaming?
Streaming, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun hobbying, everything. Today's stream is a little special. We're working on something kind of funky. Years ago, actually literally 1.5 years ago, I think, I saw something super cool on Instagram, which was from Red Eagle Studio. He had Bobby.
You remember the date?
I don't. Bobby from Red Eagle Studio had made these really intricate doors that he scratch built for some terrain he was making. And I was really inspired by it. I screenshotted it on my phone then, and it has sat on my phone as a screenshot since then. Finally, this week, I got to make them, got to build them. I'm going to show that to you here in a second. And I laid down some paint a little bit as well on them. What Meg and I are going to be doing today is finishing these doors, painting these doors. They both have really exciting homes already picked out for them, which I am, because they're really exciting. Honestly, I'm really excited about it.
Okay.
So let's take a look at these doors.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, before we look at the door video I have prepared, let's look at what I'm talking about. Okay, so Red Eagle Studio, if you don't follow Red Eagle Studio, check Red Eagle Studio out. Super cool. I reached out to him, let him know we are doing this, and he responded.
Yeah, he said he would watch. So
yeah,
hopefully,
super cool.
Hopefully he joins chat soon.
Yeah, super cool. Look at Rough House's comment down there.
Gosh, I
yeah,
know.
so, okay.
You've shown me... I remember when you showed me this the first time.
Yeah.
And you were like, I really want to do this on Hobby Titans. I really want to do this. And it just sort of sat. And
we never got to it.
No.
Now...
So I'm really glad that you got to do it.
He built... Yeah, his theme that he did... First of all, he did something I didn't do. And I sort of wish I had. I regret not doing it. He put down, like, some kind of putty. And you can see he put, like, dippling in it. I didn't do that. Ours are going to have, like, kind of a flat look. But... we're going to be weathering ours a lot more than he does. So here is his, and then here's kind of the finished product, which is freaking amazing.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. He did like the scene of the Blood Angels fighting the Tyranids. Really cool stuff.
Man.
And then here it is on its home. And I just love this, and I'm so excited. Even though mine are not going to be as insane as Bobby's, I'm so excited to have 2 terrain boards. One for 40K that I'll be working on at the door for, and one for Age of Sigmar that Meg will be working on the door for, where you'll go and you'll step up to the board and you'll look and you'll see this door and you go, oh, wow, like, that's not normal. Like, did that come with the kit?
Yeah.
Right?
Where can I buy that?
Exactly. So I'm really excited for that. So let's take a look at how I built these doors. I have a video for you guys. I'm going to talk over, kind of let you know how this happened. Here we go. So first, this is me using Plasticard. I traced out the shape. This is me making the 40K door. It's square. Careful with your knife. Plasticard's super easy to work with. It can be a little bit intimidating if you haven't worked with it before. You're like, what is this? Just sheets of plastic? Super easy to work with. Do not be intimidated by it. There we go. There's the square door for the... and there it goes. Check it out. Fits right in. Gonna be great. Next, I did the Age of Sigmar door. Yep. Traced out its shape. Easy to cut the straight line, but for the arch here, I actually had to free cut it very slowly, very carefully. But it also pretty easily came out. So there, that is. We did a little bit of sanding here with my Dremel. You can see that. Nice and easy. Then we clamped this because now what we need to do is we need to make an opening for the door. So I use this other tool for the Dremel. I call this the saw tool. And carefully put an indentation down the middle. This is the Age of Sigmar door, but I also did this for the 40K door. Later on, you're going to see we almost kind of ruined these as doors, and I'll show you why. But there they are. It required a little bit of cleanup. I used my my Citadel scraper tool here. Very amazing tool, and I also used a file to go right down the crack.
Yeah.
Okay, now time to build. This is super fun. So for the 40K board, I wanted it to have a little bit of a Soviet kind of industrial worker vibe.
Our door.
Yeah, so I wanted it to have this vibe of like being like, hey, you're here to work, and that's a good thing because you're going to work for the Emperor and die, right? Like the grim darkness. These are buttresses from an old Imperial kit. Oh, by the way, Plasticard loves this Tamiya plastic cement. It works really well on it. So there is that's a skull from the skull kit, and then I wanted to kind of have like these spiky rays pop out. So
I love how you did the rays.
Yeah,
it's
thank
nice asymmetry here.
Thank you.
Although it does sort of remove the ability to open the door.
It does,
which is all right.
But once we realized that was the case, we went all in with these skulls. By the way, leave the skulls on the sprue. Just sand the back of them flat because we need them flat to glue onto this door. And basically, we created like this pit of skulls here. There it is. So that's one side. These doors need to be double-sided. For the back of the Imperial door, I actually wanted it to look just a little more functional and not quite as much of a mosaic scene. And then here, meanwhile, is the Sigmar door. The hands up there, we'll look at again. That was a happy accident. I'm going to talk about that. We did gloss primer. We then do our kind of metallic undercoat and overcoat. Zenithal and anti-Zenithal, whatever you want to call it. Nadir, I don't know what people call it. Because now we're doing, there's the Imperial door, yellows and greens. And we're going to come back to that step. That's actually where we're going to start today. And here is the Sigmar door. Okay, there's one side. And here's the other side. This is going on a graveyard door, entrance to a graveyard. So I wanted it to have this kind of like death scene. We gloss prime so that the metallic goes over nice and shiny. There's the metallic on the Imperial door. We're doing like a silver for this one. And for the Sigmar one, we're doing like a bronze. That's the one Meg's going to be working on today.
Cool.
You can see the purple and the teal kind of peeking through still here. There it is. That's where I'm at the start of right now. There's the back. A little mess up on the back there, but that's okay. It's terrain. And here's Meg's. And there's the back.
Yeah, it looks great. I like yours even with your mix up.
mix. Yeah. So with that in mind, we're ready to actually start painting these here now.
Great.
Here they are. I'll show you guys where they're at right now. I have actually gone ahead and done kind of one of the first steps, which is I dry brushed the green I used to go under before we put the metal back on. I'm also going to do that with the yellow. Okay. And then we're going to dry brush silver back over top of that. Here's Meg's. Now, where did I put it? I actually want to show you guys these little things on top here.
Yeah, where did you get these spikes?
Yeah,
they look like they're from the back of some creature.
So that, I guess we should talk about that. Oh man, where did I put? Sorry, I'm looking around for my
the frames that they're going to go into. Yeah, I think you guys would have seen it in the video. There's like a little skull head up here, and it ended up looking like the skull's hands.
Yeah.
Which is like, I love that. It's very Disneyland. It's very like Haunted Mansion of it.
It was a total accident. I know.
Kind of a little corny, but I'm into that.
Once we get going, I'll go grab it.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so this is... Meg had a... First of all, I will say that for these kind of gothic spooky doors... if you want to do a 40K one for the Imperium, wow, is the Soulblight Gravelord line amazing for that. Also, as you saw, I did use the Citadel Skull Kit. The Citadel Skull Kit, amazing for this as well. A lot of Soulblight kits randomly come with skulls as well. Yeah. So if you happen to have a Soulblight friend and you want to make an Imperial door, hit him up for bits because I did end up using some of the Soulblight bits in the Imperial door. So Meg built a zombie dragon, but this is the Terrorgeist head. I sort of got this idea from Red Eagle because he had used Carnifex heads. You guys know Carnifex comes with like all the different types of heads. And what I did is you didn't make a Terrorgeist.
Right.
So the head was there, and the head is like this half thing.
It's great. It's great for this.
These, I think, are also supposed to go in the Terrorgeist.
That's what I'm saying. It looks to me like spines or something.
On the back, we used some parts of a zombie. This bell, I'm not sure where that was supposed to go. And then a bunch of skulls. The other thing I did do here that you probably can tell is these have been washed. This one was Seraphim Sepia. I like to wash my bronze either with Seraphim Sepia or with Reikland Flesh Shade. For non-Citadel, that's like a yellow brown and a red brown. This guy's bits, buttresses from the old, Imperial, like very old. Not sure where the Aquila came from. This thing I think is like a entrance to a rhino or something, and this big skull is from the skull kit as well. This is actually my favorite skull from the skull kit.
It's a great skull.
My Beastclaw Raiders, my Frostlord is wearing that skull as a mask. Because I have 2 kits, but one comes with 1 in each box.
Okay.
So there's one, and the other one is with my Frostlord, with my Beastclaw Raider.
Yeah.
Army. Okay, are we ready to paint these?
I'm really ready. I've been really excited to paint this. You got to do all the building.
Yeah.
But I was doing other things related to our stream.
You're right.
And so it just didn't work out that I could participate in the actual kit bash. But that's okay. It looked fun. I was like, kind of had a little FOMO. Like, what are you doing over there?
You did. I felt bad.
I was like, we need more skulls,
but
not enough skulls.
We were like, Meg, I was like, Meg, sitting down and doing this took a while, and filming the video. Yeah. Folks, we do want to remind you, please do like and subscribe. If you have not subscribed and you're watching this, please subscribe. It helps us a lot. And if you are subscribed and you haven't liked it yet, please like it, because that helps us too.
And if you are subscribed and you have friends, send it to your friends and ask them to like and subscribe.
Send it to your friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them it's sort of like a variety channel.
It's just a place to goof off and hang out while you do something you enjoy doing, like hobbying.
So you are, Meg and I right now, what we're doing is we are going through here and setting up wet palettes. Well, Meg is actually using paper, which makes a lot of sense.
Because it's a dry brush,
I am also using paper to dry things.
I don't want to add extra water to it.
Yeah.
And I'm basically doing the top, from the top angle down is Temple Guard Blue from Citadel.
Yep.
So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to bring out some of those highlights again with this color.
Yeah. I'm actually using Phalanx Yellow, and it's pretty intense. But remember, I'm going to be putting silver back over this again. This thing right here, actually, I think I might, this little symbol, I actually might end up painting that bronze. Where this is going, like I said, I'm going to, Meg, actually, let's flip to you.
Looking at all my soap.
Yeah. Because I want to go grab the home for these guys real quick, because I do want to show where they're both going. The back of mine is actually really hard to see once it's where it's going to go. So I still wanted to make it look cool, but I didn't, as you guys can see here from what I've done with it, I did still want to make it look cool, but I wasn't super concerned about it because you're not really going to be able to see it that much. So I didn't make it like super detailed like the other ones. Okay, back here to Meg. And Meg, I'll also set this guy up to get a view of yours.
Okay.
Here.
You got it?
Yeah, just a view of your working area. Okay, let me go grab that real quick. I think they're in the other room.
Okay. Oh, it's just me. Just me and you guys. Rudy Picardo says, good evening from Bahrain. Good evening, Rudy. Preparing to go on a short deployment this week. I won't be able to hobby, but will continue to watch and support you whenever I have internet. Love to you all. Thanks, Rudy. It's really nice to hear from you and to know that we're still providing you with entertainment. I was really excited when we started this channel about seeing some old faces again that we haven't seen in a while. And so it was really nice to see you come back, and I hope your deployment goes well.
Okay, so yeah, it was awesome to hear from Rudy.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Gravelords, here is this rune is actually finished, but I need to rework on this board. It took a lot of damage, and got destroyed off of its pink foam. So while this rune is largely finished, I might do a couple things to touch it up just a little bit. Here's the door. So the outside the door, this guy's gonna go slot right in here like that. And I'm pretty into the way that this, you guys can see this is the door that actually comes with the kit, kind of matches with this, which, surprise, these buttresses also came with the kit. So that makes sense. So there's the front of the door. Oh,
yeah, that looks nice.
there we go. There's the front of the door.
Get it in there.
Okay, and then the back of the door is there like that. So when it's sitting and being used in a game, you're not actually having a great view of the back of the door. So I decided not to go crazy on it. I'm not quite that insane of a hobbyist yet. I'd like to get there. But for now, I was like, you know what? I can't afford to spend all week on
all our time.
All of our time on the back of this door.
Eventually, we'll do a great big. I don't know.
Meg, I'm wondering if you could set that over in that corner of the board, all the way over there for me. Thank you so much. And then here is, Meg, can I borrow your door for a second?
Here's my door.
Okay, here's what I'm super excited about. I said there's a happy accident, and you can see there's a little, this literally, I cannot stress enough that this was not planned at all. Here is the Soulblight Gravelord door.
How very Bob Ross of you.
Yeah, and then when you put the door down, this is where the door is going. I have two of these, by the way. They come with their own kind of gate kit. And so one of them will have the gate kit that comes with it, and then the other one will have this. Look at that, the little skull. It's like
great.
his hands.
Yeah.
I was like, this is looking great, by the way, Meg. I was like blown away when I put it there. I was like, wait a minute, something else happened. And it took me a second. I was like, oh my God, this looks like his hands.
Yeah. It looks like you planned it that way, which is
very
cool.
I did not. And then on the back, there's no happy accident, but still, I think this one will be very, very seeable.
I'm very tempted to paint that thing like a ghost. Like it's a ghost coming out of the door. It's a skeleton. It's not quite a ghost, but I'm kind of like...
He's got ghost.
Ghosts... What do we know about ghosts?
I used the zombie.
We really
kit.
know very little.
I didn't use the skeleton. I didn't use the skeleton kit. I used the zombie.
Yeah,
kit.
but you can see some skeletal features.
Yeah,
right?
you can see. But that could be a ghost.
I was thinking like, oh, that'd be so cool painted as a ghost coming through the door.
Well, here's the one thing you want to think about.
You just don't see him on the other side.
Here's the one thing you want to think about if you make it a ghost. I think that could be okay, but keep in mind that Soulblight Gravelords aren't ghosts.
Well,
that's Nighthaunt.
Are we only using this terrain with Soulblight?
No, but it's meant to be, I'm coming at it from it's their thing. It's their place. But that's
so
okay.
Are you saying that ghosts can't get through their doors?
No, ghosts can, and those two armies are allied, so it
what's the problem?
You could do it as a ghost if you want. I actually have the...
Lore-wise, is there really a problem?
No.
Chat, is there a problem?
Not really.
All right.
I have the Nighthaunt...
I might do it.
I actually have the technical Nighthaunt gloom paint in the other room, too.
Okay.
But we have to go get it.
Yeah.
Which we could do.
We could.
It's not that hard. Folks, we do also remind you that we're not taking super chats yet because we can't.
We're not monetized.
But
we need your help.
We are taking some ats, especially good ones.
Especially the good ones. I'll read the bad ones. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Holly Kane did not add us, but she said your shirt is fire and Roughhouse is a Miranda. I'm a Miranda. Mm-hmm. Totally.
Oh, my God.
Are we going to have this argument in front of chat? Who am I? If I'm not a Miranda, who do you think I am?
I think most people are a combination of the four of them.
Okay, but you've got I'm a Samantha shirt.
You're very little Charlotte. You're like zero. You're like almost no Charlotte. Which is...
Charlotte kind of drove me nuts.
Yeah, you're like pretty much no Charlotte, but I think you're almost an equal combination of the other three.
Well, anyway, I'm a Miranda too, Roughhouse. And I don't know. It's funny because I feel like if we were being more accurate, you would probably tell me that I'm more of a Samantha.
You're a bit
I would think you're more of a Miranda. You're a little grouchy.
I think you're kind of a Carrie / Samantha.
I don't want to be a Carrie. Carrie was the worst.
That show. That show.
It came back.
That show has, Samantha's, Kim Cattrall was the one with enough sense
I liked her.
to drop from the repeated attempts at more movies.
Like, let's get some millennials.
I'm out.
Let's do another one, yeah.
You kind of always could tell from that cast that Kim Cattrall probably had the best head on her shoulders, I think.
She had her stuff together.
Sylvia Nixon ran for political office and...
She did. That's right. I forgot about
well.
that. Yeah, what happens?
This is...
Celebrities shouldn't be politicians.
Well, but see, maybe Kim Cattrall. I might... Kim Cattrall, if Kim Cattrall ran, it'd be like, remember, she's the one who had enough sense to stay out of like the fourth movie?
Zach and I were actually, we got married when Arnold Schwarzenegger was the California governor. So his signature is on our marriage certificate, which is kind of neat.
It is pretty cool. We're very excited.
Yeah.
We bring it up. It's a brag.
We like to toss that out at parties.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I need to get rid of this yellow.
We have a poll going. In case you guys haven't voted, don't forget to vote. Interdimensional doors. Who is your portal boo? I think we'll probably read the results in like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, whenever we feel like it. What do you think, Zach? Should we just not tell them?
When we're going to do it?
Yeah.
Let's do it at 10:45.
All right, 10:45.
We'll forget, but that's... Ty says, Hobby Collab just delivered 2 boards of terrain yesterday. Meg, I'm going to zoom back in on... Sorry,
You're fine.
I hate to make you move.
Why? It's fine.
Okay. Just delivered 2 boards of terrain built that he built and painted for his gaming group. Am I proud of you? I am proud of you.
Yeah.
I am.
That's so sweet.
Somebody has to do that. And I've found that it really enriches a gaming group when the gaming group has like really great homemade terrain.
Yeah.
So I think you are, well, first of all, like,
you're our hero.
You're
in our hearts.
And within your great gaming group, the one thing I would say is don't be afraid to see, here's the thing, when you're the guy with terrain in a gaming group, what ends up happening is you end up having to do a lot of stuff with the terrain, including moving your terrain, hauling boxes of terrain around all over the place. Do not be afraid to put your foot down and be like, hey, somebody needs to come.
Help me out.
I need somebody to swing by my place the morning of the event and pick up a couple boxes of terrain with me. Or at the very least, you park, you load up your car, you park, you walk in without a single thing in your hand, and you go, hey, you grab a few people from your group and you go, hey, come help me. Or better yet, you give one of them the keys, since you loaded up your car this morning at your place, and since you made all the terrain, you give one of them your keys and you go, hey, go get all the terrain out of my car. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I've done that quite a bit.
Do you guys hear the energy in his voice?
And people and the people are happy to do it. The people in my game
They're
group,
happy.
if I give them the keys in my car, I'm like, hey, can you and this other person go get all the terrain out of my car and bring it in while I set up my army or like, whatever.
Bryce, have you had to deal with this?
I'm sure he has. Brett too. Although Brett is now like that guy, so.
Yeah, that became Brett's job.
Yeah.
Now that he owns your club.
Yeah. So here's where mine is at. So I did the green, and then I went back with, this is the wrong one. I was like, why is it facing the other way? This is where I want to be. So I did the green, then I did the yellow again, dry brush, and then I brought the silver back in. So the green and yellow are there just in the amounts I want them, which is very little. But I'm liking the look. Okay. Very nice. So.
Very nice.
Yeah. I have a few other things I want to do. Like I said, I actually really want to do this little guy right here. In bronze. I'm going to be using an Abtalong copper because its coverage is so good here. And on stream, it was way too much.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. We can share if we need to.
And I'm going to be using a big stupid brush because this is a big stupid thing to paint. And I'm going to be able to get it all covered really quick. And I'm just like covering this totally. Like I said, I want this to be copper. I might look at the front. Oop. Maybe a little careful.
A little careful.
I might look at the front and see if there's anything there that I should make copper on the door, but I don't think I want to. What do you guys think? Should anything here?
You can ask them, but we're still like scrolled up to make sure we don't miss any ats, so we won't find out.
Okay.
And it'll be totally out of context. We'll be like, what are they talking about?
No,
I'm
gonna do the bird.
The bird.
The imperial bird.
Yeah.
Is gonna go copper too.
Okay. That's gonna look nice.
Yeah. So as mentioned, I took inspiration from here. One of my favorite places things to look for terrain inspiration.
From here, from Red Grass.
Red Eagle Studio.
Red Eagle Studios. I keep saying red. I know. I keep saying Red Grass. Red Eagle.
Yeah. So one of my favorite places to look for terrain inspiration has been these sites that show just like abandoned stuff. And Chernobyl always comes up, of course.
Yeah.
And then from there, I end up seeing like cool Soviet era artwork that they do, where it's like, you know, the heavy emphasis on community and the worker and stuff like that.
Us.
Yeah, and so that's what I actually wanted to kind of inspire this door by. Of course, you know, kind of dark, twisted take on it, both in the Imperium, also a little bit in Soviet Russia, where things didn't quite work out in favor of the worker. But that's, of course, what makes the setting of Warhammer 40k
so grim.
So grim.
I was gonna say cool, but it's actually not. I would not want to live there.
It's a cool setting because it's
depressing.
It's depressing.
Okay. I'll remember that next time we're watching a depressing movie and you're like, I don't like depressing movies.
Sometimes they're good,
like,
but
just channel your inner Warhammer.
Sometimes A24 just tries to see what they can get away with, and you're like, this is dumb.
Well.
All right.
Yep. Laura Brand says, Zach and Meg are definitely the cool kids. Oh, that's good. I didn't think so, but thank you. I love both your tops. Yeah, Zach, you pick all the cool shirts.
Thanks.
I think you're cool too.
No, I guess I think you're cool.
Yes.
Also.
Great.
Weird.
That's great.
I
got my dress from Black Milk. If anybody shops there, it's an Australian company. And they have a lot of fun clothes that go through like really quick cycles. So I don't know if the rainbow dress is still there. All right. I moved on to my purple dry brush, which is like the underside of my door. Oh, it's on me. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's a quick moving project.
It is a pretty quick moving project.
But I'm going to add Vertigree to mine, which I've never done before.
Yes.
You know, I really am not a terrain person. Like, this is always something Zach has done. So, that's good, because I'll learn that new technique.
Saray wants to know if we can do this idea again. I want to build a door too. Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
I don't
I
know.
would love to build my own door this time.
I know. I don't know that I'll ever make a terrain board again. So
Really?
Sorry, hold on, wait. Yes, I'm going to make terrain boards again.
Never again.
Stop. Stop. Everyone stop.
Stop listening. Okay, now listen again.
What I was going to say is I rarely make terrain boards nowadays without a statue. And I think I'm going to get to the point where I rarely will make a terrain board again without some custom doors. Because, if there's buildings.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, they're really fun. They're very easy. They use up your bits.
And it's just dry brushing. Like, this is one of those projects
you can... It's airbrushing and dry brushing.
You can pull out when you're, like, tired. Or you don't know what else to do. You can just kit bash a door.
Yep.
It's great.
It is great. It was a lot of fun. So by the way, if you don't follow Red Eagle Studio, I do recommend following them because it is he's got a lot of cool stuff on there. This was really cool to see.
It's really fun to see how other people kit bash. I don't kit bash. I bought, what is it? An old Chaos. I can't read. Chaos Demon Prince? Is that
Demon Prince?
Yeah. And it was like $20 because it's the old version of it.
She got it at one of those in the U.S.
Like
the Frontline Gaming Studio flea market things. Yeah.
And I was like, I want to kit bash this thing like sitting on some steps or something with a bunch of little cats like hanging out with it.
Oh, okay.
And it's like reading a book or something. Like just something very wholesome. I thought that'd be really fun to kit bash.
That would be super cool, yeah.
So I need, that's like that's my first kit bash idea. I think I should start a little smaller first, like to get used to it. Maybe. I don't know how
Well, I will say
how intense it can get or if you need to practice, but
one thing I will say that I learned a lot of my kit bashing ideas from before hobby was so hot on Instagram. So this is like 10 years ago even. If you guys remember the magazine that came when Games Workshop, since I've been in the hobby, rejoined the hobby from when I was young, in 2008. Since I rejoined and started doing stuff in the hobby, they have gone through 5 or 6 iterations of how they want to present White Dwarf magazine. It feels like right now they have it. I think they finally got it, which is like, let's just make a normal magazine and chill out.
chill out.
But they've had a lot of different versions of how they did it. And there was one point where they released 2 different magazines. One I think they called White Dwarf, but the other one was called Visions. I don't know if you guys remember Visions. It ran for a few years.
I would not.
You could get Visions in paper and you could get Visions on digital. I ended up getting Visions on digital. We have this old iPad in the other room we don't use for anything, but it's full of all my old Visions magazines. And what Visions magazines had a lot of is just photography. Mm-hmm. And what I really loved about it is when you would look at the one that sticks in my mind, gave me an idea I now use all the time, is when they released the new Tempesta Scions and the new Bulgrin kits. And all those Bulgrins and Ogrins had like the night vision goggles and their shield, and it was so cool looking. Well, if you look at the terrain that they posed them in, what you can tell is that there are people at Games Workshop who make terrain for the photo shoots. And you can tell that these people have access to everything. And so they use the kits in weird, crazy ways that you would never think to use it. One of the things I saw that they do a lot is they take all the ladders that come in different kits, they turn them sideways, and they turn them into railings. Oh. And I started realizing, I was like, where are these railings coming from? And I was like, oh, these are just the ladders turned sideways. And they do it all the time.
It's like Mount Everest.
Yeah, there's so many cool... There's another idea. These right here that I used on mine are buttresses that come on the building. But the other kit that was around in this time, the older Imperial Rune kit, had flying buttresses. And that means they stick out from the building a little bit, and they almost create like an archway that you could walk under. But
like a butt?
Yeah, like a butt. But nobody wants to put buttresses on their buildings because they just break off when you're putting them in and out of containers. Sure. That's why I have all these and the flying buttresses too. But what I saw that they were doing they would put a stick that came from the kit as well. It was like one of the edge pieces on the building. They'd put it in the middle, and then they'd take 4 flying buttresses and glue one to each side, and it created like this weird, almost like little mini gazebo, and it was super cool scatter. So I made a few of those for this board as well, and they just look like these little ornate like gazebo statue things that you can set aside and decorate your board with. Mm-hmm. So I never would have noticed that if I hadn't looked closely at the Visions magazine. So if you can get any of those old Visions magazines, which, listen, I'm sure everybody in chat right now has the ability at one point in their life to go to a flea market and some grognard is going to be selling all his old Visions.
Rude.
If you can grab them because they have really...
It's just going to be Zach sitting there at a booth. Well, I'm the grognard.
Yeah, but I don't have the physical ones. I just have the digital. So I'm just trying to take money to let you look
NFTs.
Okay, you can look at my iPad for 5 minutes. Write all your ideas down. Yeah.
Okay, so you said that there are ghost colors that I can grab, but they're out in the living room? Where are they?
They're on the patio.
They're on the patio. What colors am I looking for?
Well, what I have is the technical Night Haunt Gloom. But I didn't know you wanted to do this, so I know.
I just decided, like, as soon as we started the stream, I was like, I'm gonna do a ghost.
Okay.
So I kind of threw you for a loop.
Yeah, you did.
You're all mixed up.
Yeah.
You're all crossed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So should I go look for that then? Or should I just start layering with white?
You would need white on there first, I think,
then let's just chill there, and I'll start with white.
Yeah, I'll go get it here in a second.
No worries.
So we do have a few other things to get through today.
We do. We have so many.
We have some segments here today.
Lots of
we
segments.
want to cover. We want to.
And also a poll to get to in about 10 minutes.
A poll to get to in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so don't forget to vote on our poll if you haven't yet. It's about portals.
It is about portals, yeah. Rudy Picardo says, I travel while stationed overseas. You have any practical or fun suggestions to send to your P.O. box? Bahrain is known more for its petroleum exports and not alcohol. L-E-O-L-E? L-O-L.
LOL.
LOL. Okay. Rudy, we're never going to be like, hey, send us something.
I know.
We're never going to do
I'm
that.
like,
so
I can't ask for gifts.
surprise us.
Yeah, anything
if you
you
feel
guys...
compelled to do so, you may surprise us. We would appreciate that, of course.
Yeah. Anything you guys send us is going to be mega appreciated. So, yeah, I can't ask for anything. I like honestly letters. Like, I like reading letters. I think reading what somebody thinks about our show or us or whatever, like, that's always very sweet. So,
If
whatever
it's nice.
whatever you,
If it's nice.
Nah, you can get weird and funny,
Weird?
and mean or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rudy, send us a mean letter.
Yeah, send us a mean letter, Rudy. I want to read it on air without checking it first. I don't know what's wrong with that. That's what I really want to do, is get mail and just read it, like, without checking.
Yeah.
And who knows what it'll say.
I know, you're really encouraging people to
I
do that.
am. I like bad behavior. It's funny.
Bad behavior is funny. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of vertigreeing myself.
I'm going to go grab white.
Oh, the Abtalong white is...
Is that also outside?
No, it's either up where the other Abtalong tubes are, or it's in
Yeah.
my Slaves to Darkness
Okay.
box right up there.
Let's take a look at what you're doing then in the meantime.
Yeah, I will. I'll flip to me
Thanks.
here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I haven't done vertigree in a little while, and I'm excited to do some. I'm going to do a little vertigree. I'm using Tarragon Turquoise Contrast Paint. I think this has been renamed Croxagore Scale, more or less. It's pretty dark. Is Tarragon Turquoise still a color for contrast? I know we're like on Gen 2 of contrast. I feel like this one might be a Gen 1. But I'm gonna thin it with a little bit of contrast medium. There's another Gen 1 that I use called something Amethyst. I forget what it's called actually, but I use that one on my daughter's Arcane a lot. And literally once I started thinning this one with contrast, I start to realize that all the Amethyst one is this one with I think it's just this one with contrast. Medium in it. It's like a thinner version. So I'm doing vertigree in places where I think water would sit potentially, which means cracks, bottoms, pools, going down to areas like that. Here, I'll line this guy up a little bit better to show that. There it is. Okay, so you can see just like a little bit of interesting selections. Hopefully, well, I think they're interesting. Hopefully, interesting selections.
Hopefully.
Down towards the bottom of things like that. The eagle, the Aquila, doesn't really necessarily need any. And I think I might chill on putting any on him. So we're going to focus on the back here. There's that. And now, when that dries, what I can then do... so if you wanted to, you could thin... Meg might end up doing this because hers is a little bigger. What you could do if you wanted to is you could thin...
Oh, look, there's us.
You could thin further with contrast medium the Tarragon Turquoise and like go out a little bit more. Or go like find other spots. To, you know, it'd be a little thinner. But what I'm going to do is apply my favorite technical paint. It's not quite dry yet, but my favorite technical paint, well, one of them. Nicola Oxide, named after the Necron dynasty.
Aw.
And this stuff is super fun to use. I've talked before how there are two ways to use this. You can either collect and have it pool in places, Pool, and if you do that, you get, like, it really looks intense. I actually normally wouldn't do it on something like this. I'd probably leave this kind of as is, but I'm going to do a little bit around, like, the bottom area. This would be, like, really corroded damage here, like that. So you can do a little bit in areas like that, We'll put a little dot right down here as well. Okay, so that's the first thing you can do. We'll do one on the V too, like that. Okay, so that's the first thing you can do. The second way, after you've done that you can do is you can take a brush, make sure it doesn't have much water or any on it at all, and you can pull P-U-L-L. Okay, you can pull it around to kind of make a film, if you will. Okay, and there we go.
Yeah. Maybe now we should do our poll.
Yeah, let's take
P-O-L-L.
Let's take a look at our poll. P-O-O.
No, P-O-L-L. Spelling with Zach.
Spelling with Zach. Okay. So what I asked is, what is your favorite interdimensional door buddy? Who are you traveling through interdimensional
Boo. Your portal
doors
Boo.
with?
Say it right.
So the clear winner here, Doctor Who.
Yeah.
At 55%, over half prefer Doctor Who to Scott Bakula.
I don't know who that is.
Scott Bakula played the main guy in Quantum Leap.
I haven't seen it.
It's old.
Yep.
And Rick Sanchez coming in third at 20%.
Who is your choice, Zach?
Maybe Scott Bakula.
You don't even
probably.
know.
I've never seen Doctor Who.
Right.
Any of the Doctor Who's. You and I are not Doctor Who people.
We aren't.
But honestly, I might pick him because the other two are crazy. Scott Bakula I named Scott Bakula the actor, and he's kind of a psycho.
Not
in real
even
life.
the character.
Not the character.
Like this actor is gonna go with you through all these different portals. That's your portal Boo, the actor.
The actor, and I don't think I'd want to hang out with Scott
like a good
Bakula. I
idea.
think he's a psycho. Caslin says, "Can we borrow Zach's iPad?" No, not my old iPad. My old Visions iPad.
Yeah.
I think that's like the only thing that it gets used for.
We'll send it to Cass, and Cass can just pass it around.
Yeah, you can pass out the Visions iPad.
You didn't ask me who my favorite was.
Who is your favorite?
Sheesh. Rick.
You'd pick Rick, yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, he's kind of a jerk, but he can always get you out of any pickle, it seems like.
I guess...
Like, literally get you out of a pickle.
I guess that's sort of what they do, right? That's sort of what all of them do is get out of these jams.
I love Rick and Morty, and I like Rick even though he's a jerk. Anyway, that was my choice.
Ty says, I've seen a lot more people doing paint schemes where underpainting shows through to provide shadow or suggest lighting. What do you think about this style? I like it. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing here. I definitely... Meg learned this style of doing metallics with bronze using the purple and the blue especially. And I've done most of my bronze that way since then.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it. What do you think?
I think it depends on what you're trying to do. So when I was working on my Raptidons the other day, if you guys haven't seen that stream, you should go check it out, or at least the highlight reel. I was planning on leaving a lot of the rainbow base coat showing through, which is why I wanted to test out the two different bases. If I were to enter those into a competition, I wouldn't do that. I'd paint over the whole thing. I'd be very meticulous about it. If I'm painting up an army, sure, why not? It's a stylistic choice. If you like it, that's what matters. You're going to be playing with the army, so it's your choice, and I don't think it's invalid. I just think if you're going to enter it in a competition, you're going to be up against a lot of really great, meticulous painters, and so that would be in your best interest to bring out everything. Don't just leave it to the base coat. So I think it just depends on what you're doing, personally.
Yeah. But I think is that exactly what he's saying?
Oh, maybe it's not.
I think he's saying...
Underpainting. I mean, that's what I would call the underpainting.
Okay.
What would you call the underpainting?
I mean, I think I think you can go over top the underpainting by a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, but he specifically says leave the underpainting showing in some areas.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah.
Did I misunderstand?
No,
that happens a lot.
Well, no. I think the idea here is that the underpainting is well done, though. It's not like I think you go into the whole process understanding that that's part of the process.
Okay.
And that's for these metals, that's why we picked colors that we did, right? Like you'll want them to show through a little bit because a lot of times when I've done metal in the past, like this lighter color metal that I'm doing right here for the for my door, the silver. What I've done in the past is used like a darker silver.
Yeah.
It has the under and then it's lighter on top. But using the green and the yellow helps bring a little more, life to it, I think. Okay, hey, Meg.
Is it time for a segment?
It's time for a segment. We have a few segments today we want to get through. Let's start with some memes of the week.
Yes, memes.
We call this memes.
Memes.
And we have a few here.
Zach picked these today.
I did pick the memes out. So there's a template of our studio with nobody in it.
Yes.
And
it's a great template.
And somebody made some meme. I forget who it was. They're all in on the joke. Cass is in chat right now. He's in on the joke apparently. But where there are 2 empty seats and it said cast for mod meeting. And Meg is following this joke more closely than I am. So I was like, wait. Cass. I was like, is this mean? Are they being mean to him? And she was like, no. Everybody thinks it's funny, including Cass. I was like, okay. But then Cass did this.
Meanwhile, Cass is just like crying.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's funny.
Yeah, so he has filled it in. Here's kind of the meme where I was not sitting there.
Yeah, well, this, I think it was Brett or something got up, and I forget who got up, but Anthony Hopkins, such a good choice because I love horror movies and I love Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal. I really love Hannibal, the sequel. Red Dragon's pretty good too.
I think this was, you know what, we forgot to write who did these memes.
We never do that. If the memes are good enough, we'll remember who did it.
But okay. What is this from, by the way? What movie is this from?
I actually don't know.
Can someone tell us what movie
But I think this was Nick's because
it is Nick.
Nick is always hanging out in our hobby chat, which, man, Nick, thank you. Like, that's great. And it's really encouraging to other people to join, to not have to be the first one to join the room.
Yeah.
It can be a little scary to sit in there by yourself.
Right.
And, feel weird. But Nick is always in there. I really encourage you guys to visit it. Even if it's empty, give it a shot. Maybe, hopefully someone will join. But if somebody's already in there, join it, make a friend, have somebody to hobby with so you're not by yourself, unless that's what you're doing. Like you want to be by yourself for the day.
Right. That happens.
But we want to keep it social and keep hobbying fun.
Okay, here is something from our marathon last week, a week past from today. Meg, you want to talk about this one a little bit? While you do, I'll go grab your night home phone.
This one took me a couple seconds to get because, you can see John. Like, John is just this monster among elves, just like Will Ferrell, an elf. And I read it and I was like, haha, that's very funny. And then, like, all these other faces started showing up. I did not notice Saray's face, which is funny because Saray's name is called out in the meme. Thank you for the hearts, guys. It's really sweet. Saray's like sitting there right behind John's head, which I thought was very funny on second glance at this. Okay, then literally right now, looking at this, I realized I'm in this freaking meme and I didn't even see that. And so I guess I'm just sitting there getting ready to crack jokes at John's expense. But it's a great meme. It has like little hidden things for people who aren't paying attention, like me, I guess. But it keeps getting better the more you look at it. This one, I don't know what to say about this. What is the template here?
I don't actually know the template, but we ended up, we were talking about some inspiration for an artboard for our Seraphon army.
Yeah.
We were talking about animals that have kind of just wild color combinations.
Yeah.
And the mandrill is sort of the one that sticks out in the mammal kingdom.
Yeah.
Mammal family.
And I said something weird. I was like, why did I say that? Oh, well. Like something about
getting attracted
not
to
being
a mandrill.
attracted to mandrills.
Speaking of John, this one's pretty good. I think this was Yusuf. Different stances with his brush.
Look at John. He's so cute. He was having such a hard time figuring out the right way to sit with a brush, and I'm like, whatever's comfortable, man. And
yeah, he's overthinking it.
And he chose T-Rex. That's what he chose, was the T-Rex pose.
We talk a lot about people overthinking parts of the hobby.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I get what do they call that? Where you're like frozen. You can't
Analysis paralysis.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that all the time. I went to art school, right? I took art classes in my graphic design program, and once I left school and I didn't have prompts to follow, I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to paint or what to draw or whatever. And that's one of the reasons why I think I enjoy hobbying so much is the choices are kind of pared down for you. You have a model, you can paint it. Like
or not.
I mean,
you can paint
if you don't paint it,
not.
then like you probably wouldn't be in the hobby, right? You'd just be playing or
I don't know.
I guess some people
hold
just
on.
build.
Let's come back to that. But hold on. This is a soups special here.
Soups is getting too much airtime now.
Where were you when the Hobby Collab reached 1K subscribers? Grandpa Soups sitting naked at my PC. What does F5 do? And do I want to know? Actually, I'm actually.
I think it's refresh.
The more I get into this, the more I'm concerned.
It's been a while
my selection
since I've used a PC. To be honest with you.
I know.
I think it's refreshed.
Did I pick a bad
meme?
Remember. Did I pick
No, I love this one. It's funny.
I love it. It's not a bad meme, but did I pick okay.
Is it dirty? I mean, he's talking about being naked. So there's that, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
We're all naked underneath our clothes.
We are all naked underneath our clothes.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's natural.
It's natural.
We need to move on from this ghost base layer.
Games Workshop, Meg said, I don't know, chat, if any of you guys have noticed this, but Games Workshop seems to sometimes, I feel like, think, and they might be right, that there are people, do you guys remember, like, they would always be like, what do you do with your models? When they were, like, trying to be more of a model company instead of, like, they were trying to be a model company. They were like, we're a model company. Like, we happen to make a game, but really we're a model company. We make models. And one of the things I think that they tried to use to sell us, we were all playing games and we were all building and painting at least. And most of us are building, painting, and occasionally at least, or often playing a game with that they made up. But they would try to be like, some people would just collect. And I was like, what does that mean? Are they just buying boxes and storing them in their closet? Or like, and I know some people do that, but the people who do that have the intent, I believe, of eventually painting them. And
yeah.
Do you guys ever remember this marketing that like, I remember feeling like it seems like Games Workshop thinks we're just buying these and just keeping them in the boxes.
They probably think you're at least building them.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you do with a box of unassembled plastic? That seems so... Have you guys thought of a reason to keep just a box?
Well, remember...
And not do anything with it?
When I was a kid...
Is it like a collector's
Right, when
item?
I was a kid, like... Every like younger half of the boomer generation man that I knew in my family and like would meet somebody had this idea that if they collected like Beanie Babies and Pez dispensers that these would be worth millions of dollars down the road. Of course, none of them have helped. Typically what happens with something like that, like the Pez dispenser thing, there's like one Pez dispenser, it's the original one, that's worth money and it's not really worth that much. All the other ones, like, oh man, I got this Woody Woodpecker fresh on my mind because of Soups' thing. I got this Woody Woodpecker Pez dispenser from 1968. That thing's worth like $10 now.
What did he say about Woody Woodpecker?
He just mentioned a woodpecker.
Oh, okay.
In general, but so I don't know if Games Workshop thought that would be something that would be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, can't say.
Woodpeckers though. Captain Mannerings wants to know. No. We're gonna go back up. Oh. Well, it is still Captain Mannerings though.
It is, yeah.
Captain Mannering says, "How come Stargate SG-1 didn't make the poll?"
Oh, you're right. Kurt Russell. That's who I'd pick. I'd
too.
travel time with him.
Oh wait,
time and space.
No, I should have done Kurt Russell, David Spade.
David Spade.
I mean James Spader.
James Spader. Yeah.
James Spader.
I was like, wait, that's not right.
Can you imagine if David Spade was the scientist?
No. That'd be terrible. I hate it. No, yeah. Okay, I changed my answer to Kurt Russell from Kurt Russell, the actor.
I changed my answer to David Spade, the actor, and Kurt Russell, the actor.
David Spade?
And James Spader. I went all three of them.
Just throw David Spade in there for no reason.
James Spader. Oh my god. Can you imagine James Spader's snark calling out David Spade for like his comments? and Kurt Russell's annoyance at the both of them. I think
I think it should be David Spade playing Joe Dirt in Stargate. Yeah,
that'd be great.
That'd be pretty good.
Catherine Mannerings.
You're my sister.
Catherine Mannerings also asks us and says, I know Zach did a Rainbow Goth, The Daughters of Cain. What do you think about Rainbow Goth for Sisters of Battle? Super awesome.
Great.
Yeah, I love Rainbow Goth.
More rainbows.
Meg, of course, is literally Rainbow Goth right now. So I think that it would look awesome.
Everything should be Rainbow Goth.
Yeah, I think it would look awesome. And I cannot wait to get that army back on the painting table and just up it a bit.
Yeah.
I've really been wanting to do that for a while. Catherine Mannerings finally wants to know if we've watered our brush recently.
I've been watering my brush between every color.
I hate watering my dry brushes.
I do too.
I feel like
spend
you
a lot
can
of
never
time
get it dry again. Yeah. I feel like once you water a dry brush, that's it for the day.
We're trying to make this a thing. Watering a brush. It probably should be a sticker or emoji or something in our in our Discord. Speaking of which, if you're not in our Discord, you should definitely join.
You should.
It's hecka fun. It's great.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Castellan says, just to let you know, you'll have objective markers soon. That's awesome, Castellan.
Oh.
Speaking of objective markers, I have to say, Meg and I are going to be doing something fun after we're done here today. We're going to eat because we haven't eaten yet.
This is fun.
This is fun.
Like different kind of fun.
Different kind of fun.
Yeah.
We're going to actually play our first new General's Handbook game from the new General's Handbook for Age of Sigmar.
Zach picked those up for us yesterday.
I did.
And broke my heart with all of my changes.
Yeah, Meg is...
I'm like, what do you mean I can't flood the table with all my models anymore?
But you're...
Now I'm going to have to learn how to play like a good player.
But if anyone has looked at it and can imagine
the
Primal Magic dice being used in like Gravelords, because they have spells where if it's a 9 or higher...
I'm excited for that.
They get a perk, and you're going to get those 9s. So it actually sounds very scary.
Well, speaking of AOS, you're kind of bringing it back to this channel,
I was going to mention this a little later, but this is as good time as any.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's great. We'll be doing a post about this as well. We have a crazy schedule coming up this week. We have a mini marathon, a marathon next Sunday, and then Monday, which is tomorrow, Mondays in the Mortal Realms will be coming back, sort of, in a different iteration.
Different format.
Different channel, obviously, here on Hobby Collab. And Steven and I will be at this table for about 1 hour at 6 p.m. Monday, chatting the new General's Handbook. This is a show we believe will be taking weekly. And it is the Hobby Collab is about the painting aspect and what we call hobbying, but hobbying is also, gabbing about our favorite hobby. So at 6...
Gabbing.
Normally, we believe Monday... We're checking Steven's schedule right now, but the show will probably occur at the same time as our Wednesday show, 4:30 on Mondays instead of Wednesdays. Steven and I will be starting a Age of Sigmar hour-long gab show, we're going to call it.
The Gab show.
The Gab. So if you want to chat some Sigmar with Steven and I, we're really excited. We've had a look at the new handbook. I think he's getting a game this weekend. I'm getting a game in this weekend. We will be... Yeah. We're gonna talk about the changes, and we don't want to just go. We're not gonna just go through the list and talk about it. That's not really our style. We're gonna be our style is to talk about it in a more fun way and probably take some jabs at each other like we like to do.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that, and we'll also each making a couple lists that we're gonna show. One a little more competitive, one that we think is good but fun that you want to take to like your game night. So we're excited. Mondays in the Mortal Realms. We can't stream big games here in this studio right now. We don't have really the setup for it or the space, but we will be chatting some Sigmar, so we're really excited. We're really excited to have Steven on air for the first time.
We need to have Steven. Get him in here.
And so
he'll also be in our next marathon.
He will actually be in the next marathon, which is a week from today. Let's talk about that. A week from today. We had a pretty good marathon last week, but we're going to have a greater good marathon next week as we paint a Tau Combat Patrol. We're really excited for this. Obviously, Brett will be here. Saray, obviously. So you can count on some of those folks. Brett got to pick the color scheme.
Yeah, he'll be the paint master.
He's paint master, and we're going with the super traditional, old school first iteration of Games Workshop's Studio Army, that ochre color. We've all kind of Brett and I've all kind of always been curious about that color and doing it. So you'll be seeing that. We're gonna paint up a Tau Combat Patrol, and we're gonna give it away the same way we did last week. So we are giving away a Tau Combat Patrol. Very excited for that.
So again, tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell them to win it for you if they don't want it.
Yeah. Polychrome you can't win. So.
Well, I don't know.
Do we know how to make Polychrome not win?
Yeah. We do.
We can
filter them.
We have a technology. Have we said Polychrome can't win?
No, we haven't said that.
Can we in the thing? Can we just say Polychrome cannot win? Okay.
That just means Polychrome will start a new account. Oh. Like there's always a loophole. So
he's here. Why did we tell him?
It's okay.
Right.
I'm not Polychrome. Don't win again, but you should enter, just in case you do.
Oh, Michael says that the Primal dice are considered modifiers. So they don't do the 9+
that's what I had
stuff.
Brought up.
But I didn't see that anywhere, so I'm curious. But it must be somewhere outside.
Maybe they've FAQ'd it.
Maybe.
They should, because until they FAQ it, I can't be held accountable for using it as a non-modifier.
Polychrome says, so I got to start a Tau Army also?
Yeah.
So, we will we will be doing the AOS show. Saray, that 40K talk show when I want to gab about non-competitive 40K into the void. Hey, I think that sounds like something both you and Brett would be into doing. So the studio's here. Meg and I don't need to be in here at 4:30, 6 p.m.
We can be watching a movie or taking a nap.
Whatever. So the studio's here. That was always a big thing. We always wanted to run. When you have a studio, it sits here.
Yeah.
And if you're only using it a certain amount of times a week, then what's it doing the rest of the time is always a question.
Earn your keep, studio.
Yeah. Now, last thing coming up in the week that we're excited about, we did not talk about yet. So we've got tomorrow, Sigmar Chat. We've got next Sunday, Greater Good giveaway. Wednesday, we're doing a little bit of a mini marathon. It'll be me, Meg, and Saray. We're going to have earlier start time on Wednesday.
We're going to start at 2:30 our time.
PM.
So that's, what time is that in the UK?
That's
like
10:30. Yeah,
so that's doable.
Yeah. We're going to be painting one model together.
Yes.
It's very exciting. We're painting in anticipation of Cities of Sigmar coming out. We're painting the Free Guild General on Griffin.
Yeah.
So we've all been assigned things. I'm painting the dude.
I'm painting the feathers.
Wings and the head. The wings and the head especially. And Saray will be painting the body of the Griffin.
Yeah.
So the three of us will be rotating in and out, giving one of us a little bit of time off every now and then. And
so that we can go into chat.
It's a mini marathon. We're going to go from 2:30 to 6:30. Yeah. So it'll be a 4-hour stream. We're not going to do the 6 hours that we tend to do on.
It's just one model. Yeah. We should be all right.
So we have a lot of stuff coming out this week. We're very excited for it.
Plus some videos.
That you can that you'll be seeing.
We'll let them surprise and delight you.
Yeah, surprise and delight. Okay, we've got a couple ads I do want to get through here before we do anything else. Caslin, thank you, Objective Markers. We'll be on the lookout for them.
I'm excited.
Captain Mannering says, when you do the whole primal spell thing, you eat some liver and shout primal.
I love liver.
Meg does love liver.
Yeah, so do you. You like it.
I do, yeah.
You like it, yeah. I don't know if you love it, but...
I do. It's pretty good.
You do love it.
Love it. I like
That's
it a
what I'm
lot.
Asking.
Yeah. Elijah Patrick, just kick the door down to Titan Studio and jack the space to play for a little while. Cough, cough. At
wow.
The yeah.
Rude. Just break into somebody's house.
I don't even know if I know how to run a show over there anymore. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's too long.
Caslin says, wait, could I get on the studio? He
wants to join us.
Oh, I see.
Are you flying over anytime soon? I don't know, Cass. We'll have to talk about it. I mean, the mods won't even let you into the mod lounge, so I don't know, Cass. Might be dangerous.
Poor Cass.
I know. He can't catch a break.
Now, we're gonna move right in. Listen, I have to tell you guys something. I knew that we'd get done with these doors pretty quick.
Well, that's why I'm doing a ghost.
I'm gonna show my door, and I'm gonna tell you that I think my door could be done, but there is a couple other things I'm gonna do on it first. So let me show you how this thing got. Okay, here we go. I'll show you guys my door, where I'm at with it. So here's my door. I've done, so the board, can I have my, oh, hey babe, Megan, I did that again. Can I have,
did it again.
Can I
Don't
have my
call
builder?
me that.
Yeah.
This is serious business.
This is serious business. Okay, here comes the door. Okay, Anthonian camel.
What?
Anthonian camo shade. Anthonian camel shade.
Camel shade. I like camel shade.
Camel shade. Anthonian camel shade is the color that I use to tint this terrain board.
Oh.
So I have tinted the bottom, especially here now, with a little bit of Anthonian camel shade there.
That's nice.
Okay, you guys can see that. Pull back here a little bit. There it is. There's the front.
It's so pretty.
Now, what else I need to do is I'm going to be using around the base of the door here. You can see I've done it on this door. One of my favorite other paints, which is typhus corrosion. So I would do a little typhus corrosion down here. And then I'm going to show you the back like this. There's the back.
Oh, that's so nice. I need to do my Vertigree. I haven't done that yet. And I've not done Vertigree before. So you're going to have to give me a quick reminder of the steps you took.
Okay, I'm going to put this camera on your area though.
Okay.
Because I think, like I said, I'm nearing the completion of my door. Before we hop into Vertigree, let's do one thing, Meg. We have a quiz for you.
Oh,
today.
ooh. I get quizzed.
You get quizzed today. Now, today's quiz is about doors.
Okay.
And it's pretty simple. I'm going to show you a door. We are making doors from the Warhammer 40,000 and the Warhammer Age of Sigmar universe. I'm going to show you some doors from those two universes.
Oh, from those two.
And you're going to have to tell me if you know what those doors are from specifically.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So they're going to be from a specific building or a specific vehicle. And you can just give your best answer.
Dude.
Folks at home, play along. Some of these are harder than others. Here we go.
I just learned yesterday or the other day what what was it?
Door?
What a door was. A bane blade. Like, right? I just learned that the other day. This is going to be rough.
You thought Bane blades were weird Beyblade jokes.
I was just like, are they just
making Beyblade jokes?
I was like, is this a sword or something? And they're just making Beyblade jokes and they won't stop. But no, it's a tank.
Nope, it's not. Those weren't all. That wasn't 2.5 years of Beyblade jokes.
Okay. Well, anyways, like I said, this is going to be a tough quiz.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do before the quiz? I just realized. I'm going to do some typhus corrosion. And typhus corrosion, sorry, Nick, also has two ways of applying it. So you do like kind of globby, like lots of typhus corrosion down towards the bottom. And then same thing, you get it off your brush. And then you do like these kind of pull streaks. Okay, and then you end up with like...
Oh, that's cool.
Working its way up.
Yeah, I need to do that too, I think.
No.
No? Oh.
Well, you can if you want. I wasn't going to do typhus...
Like
I wasn't going to
dirty doors would make sense.
I wasn't going to do typhus corrosion on the Soul Blight board. Oh. This board already has a ton, but you could. I mean, like, it's fine if you want to. Okay. The other thing I sometimes do with typhus corrosion, I didn't do it on this door. The other things I sometimes do is I'll first put like a thin outline of Reikland flesh shade where I want it to go. Mm-hmm. I especially do this if it's sitting on the ground. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then it's like, it kind of shows where the water from the mud has leaked out to and stained the area a little bit. So again, you're kind of doing concentric layers. The center being the most sloppy typhus corrosion. The second layer being the pulled P-U-L-L typhus corrosion, and the outmost layer being the Reikland flesh shade. But of course, you do them in the opposite order. You do the Reikland flesh shade first. Okay, and then here is the back side of the door. You gotta be careful with typhus corrosion like this on flat surfaces because actually...
Because it doesn't pool?
It doesn't... It won't always look as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to be a little more careful with it.
Okay.
Okay,
so I'm doing my contrast, the turquoise contrast, Terradon turquoise, in some of these recesses, right?
Okay.
For
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just have fun with it.
Okay. When I show my doors, you guys don't try to ignore the ghost because it's not a ghost yet. It's just roughly base painted white, which doesn't look good. As Zach's like, you messed up my door. But it'll look good by the time I'm done, which may not be today.
Okay. All right, so let's do a quiz.
Yeah, please. Test
Okay,
me.
Here we go. So,
What is this?
5 doors.
Oh,
do,
okay.
Do you know your doors?
No.
And here's your first door. What door is this door? Do you think you know, Meg?
Of course I don't think I know. It looks a little Tau to me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
So
know
she
how
thinks
you've
it might be a Tau.
painted your Tau.
Okay.
It kind of looks like your color scheme. It looks like a Tau ship.
It is
Some kind of Tau ship that like holds little dudes inside, little army people inside.
Tau ship holding army people. Is
Yep.
she right? Of course. Fans of the Tau in chat, of which we
Are
have
screaming
some,
right
know
now.
that she is mostly correct, but this is from a Tau.
Wait, Manta.
No,
Okay.
it's either. I mean, it could be from any of their tanks. So it could be
Oh,
a devilfish,
okay.
it could be a hammerhead, or it could be a skyray.
Okay. Is this actually a photo of one of your models?
No.
Oh, okay. It looked like kind of like your color scheme.
Okay,
Yeah. Your old color scheme.
my old color scheme. So
I don't know if you've stroked
okay.
those yet.
Next.
Okay, this is a portal.
Okay.
It looks kind of. Wait, I can only get so close, but those look like angry people in the relief. They're just like really angry, and the door is like on fire.
Okay.
So is this terrain for like slaves to D or chaos in general?
This is very good. Yeah, I think we'll give her this one. I think we'll say she's gone this one because these are called bale.
I want to know what it does. Wait, I should guess what it does though, right?
I don't actually know what it does.
I want to assume that you pass through it and you like jump to another side of the board.
I don't know how they work anymore, if they even
Okay.
still have rules. But yeah, they are Age of Sigmar terrain. They are bale.
Look at chat giving me the answers.
Yeah, they are bale fire some things.
Yeah.
They existed in the mortal realms. This one has been corrupted by chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did look a little chaotic.
Good call, yeah. Okay, next.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's not a door. This looks like Necrons. I mean, I don't know. That's like the army, right? But I don't know what this is. This looks like maybe where they come out of. If they do like enter through a portal on the battlefield, they just like fall out through this weird swirly thing.
Yeah.
It looks Necron-y though, so it's something related to Necrons.
Definitely. This
Okay.
is a Necron monolith. And that is exactly what it does. They teleport out of here.
Oh, sweet. So they just like, it like poops them out onto the battlefield. Blech. Right? Yeah? Okay. Zach's giving me the thumbs up while he's looking for colors. I think at Maelstrom there were some of these, and if I remember correctly, they weren't all painted green. Or maybe it was just somebody's army of Necrons that wasn't painted green. Was that Daminate? I can't remember.
Yeah, Daminate had
like something
white.
a little different. It was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
neat. But yeah, okay.
Good call,
so
Meg.
Necron
Okay.
poop door.
All right,
Got
here we go.
I think I've seen this. It's sort of shaped like a rigid egg. And I'm like, this looks like a boxy R2-D2. What is this thing?
I love the description of it as a rigid egg.
Yeah,
Can I get the
like,
brush wash?
Like if you could only
That one, yeah.
this? Okay.
Yeah.
If you could only make an egg out of straight lines, it'd be this.
Okay.
So, it looks like a transport. I
Okay.
cannot tell you what is this. It looks towy because of the blocky shapes, but also I don't think you would put 2 Tau things on this list as much as you do like Tau.
Is that Tau? Is that the Tau aesthetic?
I
Meg?
think like those, the black rectangles on like the white and like I don't know, these like straight lines. I feel like that's all over Tau battle suits and stuff. So I know it's not Tau. I'm not looking at chat either. You guys stop giving me the answers.
No, they're not.
I need to suffer through
Oh no,
this.
Cass just did. Cass, jeez.
Okay, I'm not looking.
This is why you're not a mod.
Is it a yeah? No, Cass for mod. Is it Space Marine?
It is.
Okay, sure, because like it's probably like an ultramarine thing because it's blue.
Yeah,
Then
good,
and
good,
like
good.
they all they go inside and the ride operator turns it on and they spin around for like a minute and a half and then they get off the ride and the next batch of Space Marines gets on.
Well, that's definitely what they're working on over at Warhammer World with a drop pod. But in the lore, these are Space Marines getting these up in outer space and then get shot down in these.
Okay.
They land on the ground, open up, and a bunch of Space Marines get out and start shooting.
Oh, rude. Space Marines, rude.
Meg, this is really like the only other army in 40k that really has something like this are Tyranids. It's very similar to your Tyrannocyte, that thing that drops down and lets out.
Terrible model.
Lets out Tyranids, yeah. Space Marines. These are really interesting. And folks at home, when are we going to see a Primaris drop pod? Right? Are we? It's crazy. The whole line is getting more and more Primarisified. Which I like personally. I like Primaris stuff. But there's no Primaris drop pod yet, and I think that it's there's the Thunderfall thing, but that's not it, right?
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Space Marine ride. Cool.
Yeah.
Space Marine Carnival ride.
Space Marine Carnivore ride, yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, last one.
Last one.
Don't tell me, chat. Although I won't look. Well, this looks... I mean, I can see little ghosty things in the background, so it's something death-related.
Okay.
It looks like a coffin.
Okay.
So... It looks like a coffin door. Who's inside? I don't know. Maybe it's like a base for a specific model. But I actually don't know. I'm going to go with, who was it? Night Haunt? It must be something from Night Haunt because of the ghosts. Although Neferata, there's a few models in Soulblight that have ghosts on their
There's some
faces.
ghosts,
But
yeah.
I'm going to go with Night Haunt. And it's a coffin. It's where they go to rejuvenate. They go and sit in the coffin and feel better.
I mean, basically that's right.
And then they flop out.
Yeah.
When they're ready to fight.
That's basically correct. This is a Black Coach.
Okay.
From the Night Haunt line.
Great.
But I believe the Black Coach makes at least one unit also. Guys, I don't know if I'm right or not, in Soulblight's army. There's a little bit of overlap there.
Yeah, I like this. Elijah's like, that's a lid. Does a lid count as a door? Is a lid a door?
Listen, I took some liberties on what counts as a door on that quiz.
Yeah, I could tell.
Saray pointed out that an arch is not a door. And of course a lid is also not.
I mean,
a lid is a lid not just a vertical door?
Is a lid not just
no, a
door?
horizontal door.
Well, it depends on you could put a container on its side.
But then it becomes a door.
A lid is a door into the container. So I think a archway can be a door if it's literally a portal, because that's a door to another dimension or another part of the table or something.
Okay.
So I'll give it to you. I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was all right.
Well, you did pretty good on the quiz. We weren't exactly keeping track, but you more or less got them all right.
I don't think I got the Space Marine Carnival ride right.
Yeah, you thought that was Tau.
Yeah. The only reason why I didn't think it was Tau was because you already had a Tau. A Tau quiz question. Unless you're one of those like maniacs who gives tests and like all the answers are C, just to mess with all the kids.
Yeah.
No, which isn't your style.
Okay, let me show you guys where I'm at with my door. The Typhus Corrosion is on the bottom. Here, I'll actually also bring the little hand guy, this little guy back. The Typhus Corrosion is on the bottom. Okay. Stand up straight, weirdo. I'm talking here, of course, to the hand cam. Typhus Corrosion on the bottom here. And then what you do is you take like a bone color, actually, and I almost wish I had... Well, I'm going to add some more Typhus Corrosion, but you take a bone color and you actually dry brush, and that's why the Typhus Corrosion is so cool, because you when you do that, you pick up the little sand grit pieces and stuff. So Typhus Corrosion here on the bottom. What I'm going to do now is add some more typhus corrosion. I'm going to add some typhus corrosion here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to add some typhus corrosion on the back up here. And what I'm then going to do, I might have to go hunting once more. Once if it dries, I'll even add a little bit of flocking, because that's something that I do. This is my mossy city board, and it has moss kind of growing places. So nature really reclaiming this door. So I can, and it actually adds so much. I love that look. Let's hop in and see how Meg's going here.
Here we go. Like I said, ignore the ghost. It's not quite ghosty yet. It's just white. But I'm going in with the turquoise contrast to just get the undersides where the what is it called again? What is this technical thing called that I'm going to do? The vertigree.
Vertigree, yeah.
So that's...
Sorry, I didn't really know you were like asking me.
I'm like, can you tell me?
Yeah, you're
like
I'm
struggling for the words
You're even
right
looking
now.
at me, and I'm just like sitting
Help
here like.
There we go. This side's better. Let's look at this side.
Do you want to do little hand cam guy too?
Or... I keep forgetting what camera I'm looking at. No, this is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. This side I'm happy with right now.
That's great.
I hope it comes out okay. It comes across on the camera all right. But yeah, I like just mixing up all the colors and the metals. It's
I'm
nice.
very excited. So
very soothing
for these two.
All right, give me that vertigree.
These two doors. Okay, so there's the. Oh no. Here's the vertigree.
Okay, and just
careful
another,
with that stuff. It's addicting.
Careful with it. All right, just another reminder. There's still some time to get in on our super chat special, so just add us. Ask us whatever you want. Or say whatever you want. I mean, we don't have to read it.
That's true.
But we will probably read it.
Yeah.
We most likely read it. Okay, so like you said, I'm just putting this in like little corners, little like...
Yeah, like you see how I did it?
Yeah. I just want to make sure...
And then after it sits there first, like you're going to put it in, then you can pull it.
P-U-L-L?
You P-O-O-L first, and then you P-U-L-L second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pull so that it can pool.
Exactly.
All right. Yusuf, my water looks like that because I rinsed my turquoise contrast in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited for you to...
said it was mouthwash. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I'm excited for you for your first vertigree experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy.
But, it's going to look nice. Is it addicting, though? I don't find it addicting. At least not yet. Maybe I'm not doing it right.
Yeah. How's it going over there?
It's going. I mean, once I have this in, I think I'm done with the door outside of my ghost. So I'm going to need the next color for that.
Well, I did bring the Nighthaunt Gloom in.
Thank you.
Now it's over there behind. Okay. Nighthaunt Gloom is super interesting. I think Nighthaunt...
Oh, it's another technical paint.
It is, but not really. I think Nighthaunt Gloom is actually it was their first. You're gonna see that it really behaves like a
like a wash,
like a contrast. But it's funky. It has almost like an opaqueness to it. It's like a chalky liquid technical.
Okay.
It's interesting, and I don't know if they make it anymore. I think they've just worked it into their contrast line now.
Okay.
But you're gonna see that it's interesting. It's very much.
I'm going to see that it's interesting.
Yeah, it's very much... actually, the stuff you're using right now...
Yeah.
It's very similar to that.
Okay.
It has
this kind of just feels like a paint. Very much like a contrast.
Like a thin... Yeah. Oh, that's looking great.
Well, good. Thanks.
Let's do this zoom. Here we go.
I don't want to ruin your doors.
Oh, yeah.
With my ghost.
So cool. Very excited for these doors. Okay.
You guys should have seen his face. I don't know. Did they see your face when...
You first...
Was the camera on you? When I said I was doing a ghost. You're like, wait, what?
The ghost is fine.
Like, I didn't plan for that.
I like the idea that there's just always a ghost on this terrain board.
Yeah.
In the middle of battle, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Get out of here!
Get out of my door!"
All right, I'm not going to hunt long, but I'm going to hunt a little bit and see if I can find my flock. Do you think you would know where it is, Meg? You've organized this closet more than I have.
It's in one of those drawers. Yeah, I don't know. The flock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck.
This is why I asked Zach to do all the labeling, because that way he'll know where everything is.
I don't know that we put the flock out in one of these little UIs.
Yeah, you can check the other side of the closet.
Yeah.
Might be... No. I don't know.
Okay.
You might be SOL. Caldorf says, "Hey, you two. Great to catch a stream live. Thoughts on tiny robots? Okay. And will you be covering any model and terrain printing with perhaps Brett?" That's a good question. Tiny robots. My thoughts on tiny robots.
I think he's talking about the new...
I'm going to give my answer.
Okay.
You know? Tiny robots.
You're not going to answer...
The question is just tiny robots.
Thoughts on tiny robots.
Tiny
Okay.
robots. I guess they're fine.
Great. Well, that was worth it.
Wait a minute. The only tiny robots I've encountered in like lore or fiction or whatever that I can think of is I don't know if anybody out there has read Seven Eves. Really great sci-fi book. I love apocalypse books, and this is one of them. And there are these tiny robots that they use to like chain up through space. Like they're so small, and they hook together and make just like long chains of robots that can do things like repair ships and repair each other and whatever. And I thought, oh, what a cool idea for robots. That sounds very useful. So, tiny robots. I think they're useful. That's it. Read Seven Eves. There's a bunch of tiny robots. So, Zach, you're saying this is probably about something specific.
Yeah, I think
so. Go ahead and give the real answer.
I think he's probably talking about the new Epic release, which is like we were talking about it. I think like our first stream, and I said that in Warhammer 40K you're playing like what's like a firefight. It's like not the whole army really, but it's like a group of them going against each other. But if you pulled back, you'd see like a huge, like half the continent covered in like a horrible, huge war. That's kind of the vibe the Warhammer 40K universe goes through.
Oh man!
And so what I think they've released a game called Epic that used to exist, and basically this game uses tinier versions,
even tinier,
puts them down and says, okay, now you're playing that huge, like, huge scale battle with small scale to represent it, because you're zooming out, if you will.
I need tweezers. There's like a hair that got stuck.
Oh! Here, use this. I found my tool.
Sweet. That's...
No, this will get it. This tool.
I think it has paint. Yeah, it won't, because it's like stuck to the paint.
Oh, you actually have to pry it off?
I actually need tweezers.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, that tool will work.
Sorry, Zach. But hey, I'm glad you found your tool.
You need to be clear about what the tool...
I said tweezers.
Here,
I was pretty clear.
Here, show this tool. And
oh, yeah.
This tool is very
Zach
interesting.
loves this tool.
I don't know what it's called, and so you can never find it again or look it up.
It's just got a blue tip.
And it picks things up.
So it's like, here's a hair on the table. It picked it up.
It picks up the hair.
Well, kind of. It fell. My hair's kind of long, so...
But
I guess it doesn't work.
It actually works great with decals.
Here, wait. Here's some little things. Wait. Oh, didn't pick that up either.
Mostly.
Wait, here's something. Oh, it picked this up. There we go. It picked that little, like a little particle.
It picks up particles.
Then it fell.
Especially it picks
Here's some glitter.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't get the glitter.
It picks up stickers.
It's a great product. We love this product.
Oh, pick that up.
There we go. Pick that up. Some like, I think it's blue stuff. Not blue stuff, but the blue part of green stuff.
It picked it up. Yeah.
It did. There we go. Picks things up, guys. You saw it here.
Yeah, it's a good product.
Nobody knows what it is.
I got it. Game Castle is not carrying Vallejo stuff, or they're ditching all their Vallejo stuff, and I think they're going to restock. And so they've been selling a bunch of tools They're for really cheap, like $2. They have a $2 set and a $5 set. It doesn't need to be wet. Good question. But they, this was one of them. I was like, well, I don't know. I'm just going to get this. And then I found out that it like picks up decals just really nice. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got some ats.
And I found my,
where was it?
it was in one of those things.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. So we did organize it.
We did organize
correctly.
it. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. I love that.
Okay. Calder says, yep, we read that one. Captain Mannering says, oh, wait, thoughts on tiny robots, and we'd be covering any model and terrain printing with perhaps Brett. Yeah, of course.
We should ask Brett. Ask Brett in chat.
Yeah, he's in chat.
Come on, Brett.
Of
yeah,
course,
we want to do this stuff with Brett for sure.
We're into 3D printing.
Yeah, we're into it.
As long as it's original material and not like, oh, I want to
take someone else's IP.
Take someone else's IP.
Yeah, we're not cool with that.
We're not into that. Even if it's a big company and they make plenty of money.
Oh my
it's still
gosh,
not cool.
Zach. Don't make fun of chat like that. That's not how they sound.
No, I know, but I don't think our chat we have people in our chat like
not
that.
our chat.
Not our chat. So yeah, definitely, of course, something we're into.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Captain Mannering says, with all science gear, are we going to have a hobby science section? Actually, yes, we will be having a hobby science. We will be having a little bit of that coming out soon.
Section, as in like in our Discord or in our videos or here? What do you mean? Because I don't think there were plans to start a hobby science Discord channel.
I just ignore the
Nobody
words.
talks about hobby science.
I don't know what he means by section, but we will be doing that. We will be doing a little bit of hobby science in the very
hobby science. Yeah.
Hobby science coming very
from
soon.
the mind of Zach.
No,
it is. You'll see.
There's some hobby science coming soon.
Yeah,
yes.
we will.
Okay, cool. Ooh, look, I'm putting some moss on. Very excited.
Wow. I want moss.
No moss.
No moss for the dead. Nothing grows in the dead zone. Let's see. Kieran Walker. I've had the 40K boarding patrol terrain box sat half assembled since I can't read today. Sat half assembled since it released. Oops. Yeah, we get that. What would you recommend for a quick but cool looking paint scheme? What is in the 40K boarding patrol terrain box?
I painted it. You probably don't remember it.
No, I don't.
I painted it a couple months back.
Okay.
It was actually one of the last big projects I did while I was at Titans. Was to paint up their boarding patrol. And it's like these walls. You might remember I set up the table over there. And it was all these little walls. And I did them a few different colors. Mm-hmm. So the way I thought of it, Kieran, when I painted it, is I tried to imagine being in like... Let me think how to say this. So first, the color I picked is I tried to imagine being in like that ship color, that like interior of a ship.
That ship color.
That like aqua
the
color.
That all ships are.
It's kind of like this color right here. That
like
kind of sea green. It's sea
like
green,
my water.
really, right? I picked sea green, and I did a bunch of them in sea green, and I said, I want some in sea green. To kind of look like the hold of like some ship, but then I also was like, I've never been on like a big ship before, but I sort of like this idea that they would have different colors. So I also did an orange and a red. So I did like sea green, red, and orange, and I like the idea that like the different sections are the different colors. So like you're in the sea colored section, and then you go into the red section, the orange section. So I think that they are, one of the things, what I did is kind of bright, but then I weathered them down a lot, much like I've done with this door here. Actually, I'll show where I'm at with the door. It did go up to a pretty bright silver color here. And then I spent most of the rest of the stream here weathering it back down. And it even included our moss.
Even our moss.
So there's the moss on the door. Very excited for that.
Yeah.
Meg, I'm going to ask you one more time if you could hand me the building that the door goes on. So we can finally...
I was about to get in trouble for something.
We can finally get closure. We can get the closure we've been wanting. to see how this door will be fitting on this board.
Closure. Do you have the spot where my door is going to go?
I do, but it's not painted yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because it is for a
That's
board
fair.
that has not yet been made. Here we go. And here comes the door. So yeah, Karen, I that's what I don't know. Kind of look at like Navy ships. Look at like photos of interiors of Navy ships, and you'll see that how they do different colors, and that's where I would get my inspiration from. And that is where I got my inspiration from when I did it. There it is. Actually fits in perfect without glue, although I will be gluing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that came out. Homemade door. Super easy. Do not be intimidated by Plasticard. If you have not started using Plasticard yet, don't be intimidated. And by the way, that Dremel I used in the video is called a Dremel Stylo. And Dremels are pretty big, and they're really used for, it's really a power tool that you use around the house. The Stylo is kind of more of a hobby Dremel. It's light, and it actually fits all the Dremel kits, but then it kind of has its own line of different bits for it that it can use, and it's got a nice long cord. It does, like a lot of real Dremels actually have sort of a perfect. A lot of real not real Dremels, but like power tool Dremels have a shorter cord because they know you're probably gonna be using an extension cord. So it's got a nice long cord. It's light. It's easy to handle. I would definitely look into it if you wanted if you haven't gone to Dremel. It's good for Plasticard. Definitely. This is looking good, Meg. Are you still doing... Oh, you're on the Ghost? You're doing some
the Ghost.
Ghost glow?
Yeah, I want to add, like, I don't know, some ectoplasm, like, marks, or I don't know how ghosts work. So I just wanted it to look like he's coming through the door with a little bit of a portal-ish look. It's like a door in a door.
Yeah.
We did get another from Laura. I love Seven Eves. Yes! So good, right? Any other sci-fi recs? Have you read the Ancillary Justice trilogy by Anne Leckie? I highly recommend. Thanks for the recommendation. I try to read when I can, and I don't have a lot of time to read these days. But sci-fi that I recommend, I prefer horror, honestly. Horror is my genre of choice in all things, as it seems. There was... I had something on the tip of my tongue that I was going to recommend. On Such a Full Sea, I think, is another good apocalypse kind of sci-fi dystopian future type of book. I can't remember who wrote it off the top of my head, but it came out a handful of years ago. Really nice, really good story, kind of sad about the end of the world and how society sort of breaks down into the haves and have-nots. So I like that one. My favorite book of all time is The Stand by Stephen King. That's a bit sci-fi, but not quite the same. It's not spacey, it's not like space sci-fi.
Right.
But that's the kind of sci-fi I like. And I will add your books to my list and try to get to them when I can. We're good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I've got like this portal stuff kind of figured out. And so I'm going to start adding in the technical paint you gave me, Zach.
The Nighthawk Gloom.
But we're on our last 20 minutes. I think we should
definitely do
get
some
to fan stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can never forget fan stuff.
Close this here to get a little bit of a better view without the closet in the background of what Meg's up to here real quick before we jump into fan stuff. Oh yeah.
This one?
Well, oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so look, I'm all discombobulated. There we go. So he's sort of like coming out the door. And there's a little portal behind him.
Fan stuff. Here we go.
Yeah. And really quickly, you were mentioning the Plasticard. We're going to be in a video coming up. There will be a demo of other ways to use Plasticard. So that's coming up, I think, probably not this week, but the following week.
Right.
So keep your eyes open for that.
That's right. I forgot that we did that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Fan stuff. We've got some cool stuff. So, Cedric Cody Cold Painting here did a couple. There's a couple from them here on our stream today. So, this is a World Eaters commission he's doing, and speaking of weathering things up, here we go. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all this weathering. I am always so impressed by nice looking vehicles because it's just like not my thing. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't do metals.
Yeah.
So I really loved looking at this one too. There's so much going on. Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Here's the other one from him.
Another one,
Yeah.
yes.
Also in World Eater's Army. I guess this is the same commission. This kit is so hilarious. Everybody thinks this kit is like, this is one of the peak Warhammer 40k kits. Like, they built a tank and then put this giant guy with an axe on top of it. And here's what they decide to do with a tank chassis. They're like, you know what we need? We need a giant monster, demon monster with a giant axe. But let's put him on a tank chassis.
That's super cool. So he's like riding a tank into battle.
I mean, he is the tank. Also,
I mean, yeah.
He doesn't have legs.
Is he like
he's like a
modern. He's like a centaur.
He's like a modern
tank
giant,
centaur?
not modern, a future horror, sci-fi, goth, grimdark centaur.
Sorry, really quick. Which color am I supposed to use? That you said for? Is it this?
Oh, the Nighthawk
For the
Bloom is
Nighthawk.
actually behind your wall.
Thank you. Okay, sorry, I'm listening. All right, here we go. I love Tank Man.
Yeah,
it's great.
And his look great. If you're in our Discord, which if you're not, you should be. And if you are, check out. You can see those tanks on his back. He did a really amazing job of painting those tanks. And I wanted to get just this view, but check out some other views he has because the tanks have like this cool fire thing going on.
Nice.
It's because these are demon forged, so there's like a it's like fire power.
Very cool.
Here's Broken Chef. It's got this cool 3D printed building. This looks like a good kit.
Nice terrain.
Whatever this is looks like a good kit. I'm kind of
pretty.
interested in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that a door to? What is this from?
I don't know.
Looks a little Norse.
It looks Votan. I'm thinking he's making a Votan board.
All right.
But this is kind of Votan styling.
It's the door to his heart.
Oh.
Bryce.
Yeah, I grabbed my favorite photo of Bryce's new Termagants based off his own leopard gecko.
Yeah, so cute. Good job, by the way. The patterning is really nice. And oh my gosh, I was whining about doing carapace the other day, and this is madness.
This is madness.
It looks so good. And then recently he added, there's a few of them with, I guess, parasites on their backs, and those are purple, which pop really well.
That's good.
Yeah, so he did a really, really, really
the little
nice
beetles that they shoot. Yeah, they have like these little,
Yeah.
These are awesome. Okay, this is...
Yay, I love this
is
thing.
Laura, yeah. And I feel like I've seen the snail thing with feet. I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe you can tell me, Laura, since you're in chat. Somebody else submitted this a while back, and I have no idea
I love this little model.
Where this thing comes from.
Anytime this model shows up, we're going to share.
What is it? Yeah, somebody help me out.
It's
I love
like a snail corn.
I love the base.
The base. So this is the kind of... So Zach was asking me, what should I do to the bases for my spider army? He thinks he's going to take spiders to Old Town Throwdown. I was like, you should look at what Laura does with her bases, because this is exactly the kind of thing I think you should do. Just flood it with like foresty goodness. It's so beautiful looking and cute. It's like very lady who lives in the woods. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah. I think I will do something like this. It is cool. I want to redo their bases, and Meg was like, I get tired of some of your weird forest colors.
Well, that's not exactly what I said.
Yeah, it was a big fight. She was like, I get tired of your forest color.
Hot tub.
That's not the color of forest. So I do think I'm gonna do just like green, but I'm gonna be checking out Laura's stuff here for her bases.
I just think it would it'll pop really nice.
Yeah. Soups. Speaking of popping really nice, these guys look great on these bases.
Okay.
I love the...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching his painting for a while. He's getting quite good. And are these new... Oh, that's a new Terminator on the left and old Terminator on the right. Oh.
Look at his little flat head.
Do I have that right, folks?
I think so, because I base it off of which one looks derpier, right? Which model looks a little derpier. I think the flat head's slightly derpier than the other one, so I'm gonna guess that that's the older one.
No, if that is what's going on here, it's definitely new on the left, old on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're painted really nicely. I like the bases too. I love all the texture.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not good with basing. I shy away from it.
I love
but,
basing.
I know, and I wish I did, but I'll have to learn to love it.
I love basing. I love terrain, like what we were doing here today, because you get to make like little parts of a world.
That's true.
Okay, Molecule, formerly known as Michael Cody.
Yeah, in case any of you are confused.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
That's his full name now.
Yeah.
He tried to get away from us calling him Michael Cody.
You don't have to use my
but
full
now
name.
we're just going to call him Molecule Cody.
We should,
Molecule,
AKA,
formerly known as Michael Cody.
These are his 1,000 Suns, right?
Whatever Michael...
Wait, I got it right?
You did.
Okay, great.
Whatever Molecule, formerly known as Michael Cody, does to shorten or change what we call him, let's just keep adding it to a... Okay.
It's like a stacking name.
It's a stacking name.
Like Mother of Dragons type of thing.
Molecule, formerly known as Michael Cody, though, super awesome job on this. The gems are looking good. It's funny, he had... I feel like I've seen pictures of his old Thousand Suns, and he sold them all off because he was like, I
hear that.
Yeah, I want a new Thousand Suns army and I want to restart. And it doesn't look like a pleasant army to strip, to be honest with you.
There's a lot of little nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
Really pretty. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me, stop and look for a second.
Yeah, it's nice.
There's so much going on.
These Rubric Marines suck to paint, guys. They are so hard to paint. So,
Rubric Marines.
That's what these are, yeah.
Okay.
That's a little ghost in there.
I see. So many ghosts.
It's a ghost Marine.
Oh, is it trapped in the suit?
Yeah.
So does that make it a mech?
No.
Okay, just wondering. Brett's in chat. He can tell us.
Okay, and then here's Farsight. Tau, the Tau Rebel Commander Farsight with his alien sword. By Jax.
Is it
Jax's?
Jax's or D-Jax's?
D-Jax's. Super cool. Super cool model. Great classic Farsight paint scheme here. I feel like it'd be a little weird to not paint Farsight red, but I'd be interested in someone's take on it. Farsight, Tau camo. That's like the Farsight color is red. But Tau camo, I feel like Farsight Enclaves would still camo every now and then. Yeah. Super nice work on this. And that's it.
Oh, we got them all.
We got them all.
Great.
Okay, so I think I showed mine already. How is yours coming along?
I'm going to dry brush the ghost really fast, and then I'll show it. Because I'm not feeling it yet.
You're not...
I need to do this last thing to kind of
You're not super into the Nine-Honk Gloom?
It's fine. I think I just applied it not very well.
Okay.
So I need to pull a lot of it back. And that's okay.
I think that's normal. I think that's how they show you how to use it as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Then I don't feel like I messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we can put the camera on me. It's fine. I'm not shy.
Okay. Just a reminder, folks, though, of what we do have coming up. Again, so tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That won't be the normal time for the show, but tomorrow it is. Steve and I kind of decided to do this last minute. So tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Steve and I are going to check the new GHB.
Yeah.
And we're very excited for it. Wednesday, me, Meg, and Saray will be doing a mini marathon.
Starting at 2:30.
2:30 Pacific time.
Specific.
Yep. And join us as we paint the Free Guild General on Griffin. Actually really excited for that model.
Yeah.
It's a cool size.
I am too, because I'm excited to paint feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next Sunday, our Greater Good giveaway and marathon as we paint a Tau Combat Patrol.
Yeah.
And give it away.
For the greater good.
Which
is you guys.
Yeah. Very excited, actually, to paint ochre colored Tau. Okay, a couple other ats as Meg finishes up. Captain Mannering says, excuse me, folks. Captain Mannering says, Dremel tools are cool, but might have an easier time with a hobby razor saw. Listen, Captain Mannerings. I have a thing that I say about the hobby razor saw. I do have one. And I have a thing I say about the hobby razor saw, which is when you see somebody getting the hobby razor saw out, you know things have either gone wrong or are very likely about to go wrong.
Oh, no.
I do not have an easy time with the hobby razor saw. I hate my hobby razor saw.
Why?
Maybe I have a bad hobby razor saw. It's that handle with a stick and then a saw. And it's no, the Dremel for me is way easier to use. That hobby razor saw. Again, maybe I have a bad one. I don't know. I hate that hobby razor saw.
I see.
Rudy, to answer your question here real quick about the thickness of the plastic card I used. You know
Stick
what? I
around.
bought a pack off Amazon. I should link that pack in this show notes.
Yep.
With our affiliate link. And it came with three thicknesses. I didn't see that when I bought it. Mm-hmm. I used the thickest one, and it is not very thick. The thinnest one that came in that pack was so thin that it was almost actually just like plastic paper, a plastic sheet of paper. And then there's one in the middle. I don't know, that plastic sheet of paper one, I don't know if I'll ever use that for anything.
No.
But we have it here, and it's good to have that kind of stuff on hand.
You just never know.
Never know.
Yeah.
Saray says, have you read The Jaunt by Stephen King? Good short story. Have you read?
Is it part of a larger collection of shorts? I have a harder time remembering all of the short stories I've read because he usually puts them into these collection books.
Okay.
But maybe I'm trying to think. I've read. I can't remember even the names of the books. I need to like see a list. I'll be like, yeah, I read that one.
Yeah.
Needful Things. The Four Seasons. I can't remember exactly what that is called. There's one he did a book of short stories he did recently about, not too recently, I guess. It's been a while, but it was like centered on 4 women. So they were like women-focused short stories. I don't know if I've read The Jaunt. Maybe. We did an audiobook about the bicycle. What was that called? It was like this guy riding a bike and like some painting comes to life and freaks him out. Did I listen to that? We listened to it on a road trip, yeah, and I can't remember the title of it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm really bad. You're getting like first-hand evidence of why I'm bad at these types of games. I just cannot remember things. Like, I cannot remember like little details and stuff. So I'm sorry. Maybe I've read it. I'll look it up and let you know.
Rudy Picardo says, I have an airbrush, but I'm hesitant to invest in an airbrush booth. I don't have a good place to put the exhaust. Bahrain weather is for most of the year. Most of the year, similar for most of the year, I'm guessing is what you're saying. That's based on that part of the world. I'm guessing the weather is dry and similar. Maybe it gets a little colder.
Well, that's good, right? You want dry weather for an airbrush or no?
Yeah.
Right. Because I know people in like the UK are always like, I can't do this thing outside. It's always wet.
You know, Saray uses a booth. I don't use a booth. So he has a booth set up and it goes out his window. What we do here, what I've almost always done here is really I'm just airbrushing near an exhaust fan. There's a window right over here and there is an exhaust fan that we put in there.
Well, also, we live in California, so we have the benefit of nice weather usually.
Well, he probably has decent weather for airbrushing.
And so we go on our patio to do it, which I know not everyone can do.
We have also been doing it on the patio now recently, too.
I just want people to know we're being safe.
Yeah. So, you know, I've never felt the need to get an airbrush booth.
We did talk about this before setting up our channel, and I was like, I think we should get one, and it's like, I don't think
there's
so.
There's no room for it, really.
So far, we've been okay.
Okay, so like I said, I'll be honest, I've seen people use an airbrush booth. I'm not just saying this because he's in chat, but Saray has a good setup for his airbrush booth, and it makes sense. He also
leaves will tell the truth.
No, he has it set up, and it goes right. I was gonna say it goes like right out his window. So I think. I see. I would try just a fan near a window first, and I'm really big into these things where I think people get analysis paralysis on their situation, their hobby situation, and sometimes I think that they will kind of slow down their hobby progress because they're like, I saw some people online say that I need a booth. An airbrush booth falls into this bizarre category of things that where there are these types of people, and I'm personally not one of them, and it's gonna sound like I'm digging on them because you guys know I always do that, and I'm not digging on these people.
Incoming.
But there is this collection of people that want to hobby their hobby, and what that means is they want to do things like build their own special light, and it's awesome. A lot of it's really cool.
This sounds a lot like Brett.
It is sort of Brett, but even Brett Brett will do this, and then sometimes Brett will be like, no, I'm just going to buy a version of this, right?
Yeah.
But that arch light that a lot of people make with the LED strip on the inside, they're super cool. I've used one before.
Oh, yeah.
Seth makes them. They're great.
We should get one.
Right. But that's what I mean when I say people want to hobby their hobby. Building your own wet palette is an example of this. And this is where like Brett is like, I'm not making my own wet palette, right? Like you can make your own wet palette. There's a million videos and tutorials online to do it. You can also just buy one for $12 or $20. And they're better, right?
Wow.
This is right. Brett, this is you, but also not you. But another one people build their own of is pink foam wire cutters.
Really?
I have a Hercules.
How do you
the
build
Proxim is
that?
it's very easy. It's just like it's a little bit of
you need a mechanical engineer.
a little bit of electrical engineering. You just take a type of wire that
Electrical
you run a current through.
Okay.
And there's a good reason to build your own pink foam wire cutter and a bad reason. The bad reason is that again, the Hercules or the Proxim work really well. They're very cheap. There's a million third-party products that help you do cool things like paint round circles, stuff like or not paint, but cut circles. Meanwhile, you can build your own, and for 20, 30, maybe $40, the Proxim and the Hercules are a little over 100. But the nice reason to build it is that you can just build it at a scale you want it at.
Sure.
And you can build it so that there's nothing around it. You can make it scary. You can have a hot wire coming up from the floor to the ceiling that could cut you in half.
Oh my!
And then you can just run pink
foam. For all your enemies.
All kinds of people do weird stuff with this.
Okay.
Yeah? Oh yeah, it looks great.
Looks like a ghost, right?
Okay, let's get a good...
I hope. I don't know.
Let's get a good view here.
Yeah. Is that this thing?
Now we'll put it in this. It does slot in here.
Oh, great.
But this isn't painted, so unfortunately, which is sad, but that's okay.
Well, I imagine we'll paint it very similar, right?
It'll be
same paint scheme.
It'll be like the top up here will be.
Okay.
But the stone will be gray and stuff.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
So there's the front.
There's the front side with his little claws.
Wow. I like to imagine. I want people to use the ears to open the doors, but I think they're going to use the teeth. All right.
Yeah, the ears are up high.
Yeah, they're out. Like you wouldn't open the doors from the side of the door. You'd open it from the middle.
I also think that's going to be the inside of the cemetery. I think this is the outside.
And here's a little ghost coming through.
Meg, the ghost looks great.
Oh,
I was skeptical.
I know you were like so upset.
I was like, she's never done this before. She doesn't know how to just up and paint a ghost. Yeah, I was like, wow, yeah. And then with the Nighthawk Gloom and
she doesn't know how to paint a ghost.
Well, just like on stream figuring out just how to do a ghost.
Just in time for the end.
Just in time for the end. Yep. So, anyway, I was in the middle of chatting an ad here, which was Rudy.
Sorry.
And Rudy, I feel like airbrush booths fall into that category of like hobbying your hobby. People like love their airbrush booth setups. They get really excited, and I sometimes think it's a subset of people that are really into their setup. Mm-hmm. And I wonder how much those people are actually doing a ton of airbrushing, and I'm sure a lot of them are. But sometimes I think people get more excited about their airbrush booth setup, and I wonder how much are you airbrushing, or are you?
If you're setting up a booth, I have to imagine you're doing it quite a bit.
Yeah. Last but not least, at here, Molecule Cody says,
formerly known as
formerly known as Michael Cody says, my name will grow like a custodian's as time goes on, but it just gets more and more insulting.
Yeah, you need to change it again.
Yeah. Hey, Meg, we did it.
We did. We did do it.
We got some cool doors. I'm very excited about these. These both look great. We'll get pictures for Instagram on this?
Yes.
Yeah?
We'll take these like now, like right after.
Okay.
We are working on a glam cam setup. Bear with us. We're trying to get something going. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of table space.
In the meantime, follow us on our Instagram, which is right there. And you'll see the pictures of the finished products popping up here. We'll tag Red Eagle Studios as well, so you can hop there and check.
Thank you for the hearts.
Yeah, thank you.
Love hearts.
Super cool. I will see you tomorrow, Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time if you're around. Steven and I.
Does that mean I get to be in chat?
You can be in chat.
I get to be in chat.
Steven and I are going to be chatting some General's Handbook. And in the meantime, that's it. Anything else, Meg?
Love you.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys. As we like to say, as I like to say, be kind to each other, be kind to yourselves, and always be creating. See you guys.
Bye.